Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are deconstructing a modern dramatic script called Plen Gradova, which translates to Spoils of the Cities. And it's a really powerful piece because it takes this very brief, ancient, and, let's be honest, pretty unsettling story of victory, and it just unpacks the human drama simmering inside of it.
All right, let's get right into it. The script doesn't waste any time. It drops us right into the aftermath of a battle. So this isn't a story about the clash of swords or, the thrill of the fight itself. No, it starts in those quiet, heavy moments right after a city has fallen. The moments where the real meaning of victory actually starts to sink in.
So what kind of world are we looking at here? Well, the script immediately sets a scene that's defined not by what was won, but by what was just lost. The setting itself is just thick with the consequences of this brutal conflict.
Now, it's really important to get this straight. What we're looking at isn't the ancient text of Deuteronomy itself. This is a modern script, okay? It's a dramatic interpretation, somebody's attempt to explore the human emotions and the justifications that might have been behind this very brief historical account of a war.
And right away, the tone is just so powerful. It's this strange mix of triumph and, well, somber reality. You can almost feel the grit in the air. You can see the fading light of the sun hitting the ruins. This is not some glorious, clean victory. It's an exhausted, grim conquest. And that mood is absolutely crucial to the whole thing.
So how does this script make this victory feel real, tangible? Well, it shifts our focus to the spoils of war. It shows us the very real material rewards that came out of this campaign. We see the soldiers, and they're busy, gathering up everything of value. This whole thing isn't just about winning a battle. It's about acquiring wealth, resources. The script totally grounds the entire event in these physical things, the sounds of the animals, the weight of the sacks, the glint of metal in the fading light.
And this one line of dialogue, man, it just perfectly captures the sheer scale of it all. It's not just a few things here and there. It is an overwhelming amount of plunder. Through this soldier's sense of awe, we get it. The victory was total, and the rewards are almost beyond what they can even comprehend.
But, and this is a huge but, this is where the script takes a really dramatic turn. All this collection of material wealth is set right up against a much darker, much more disturbing instruction that sits at the very heart of this victory.
Just listen to the tone of that report from Joshua. It's so factual, almost bureaucratic. He frames the annihilation of an entire population not as a tragedy, not as anything emotional, but as the successful fulfillment of an order. The chilling part isn't just the act itself, it's the detached efficiency and the absolute obedience with which it was carried out.
And here, this script just lays out this brutal calculation with a chilling clarity. This is the central, shocking tension of the story. Every single material object is saved, while every single human life is extinguished. And it just forces you to sit with that deeply, deeply uncomfortable equation.
So, I'm sure you're asking, why? Why would this happen? Well, any modern audience would ask that, and the script knows it. It doesn't just leave this horrifying command hanging in the air. It gives us a theological justification for it, and it's delivered through the leader, Moses.
So you have to understand, within the logic of this story, this wasn't just a battle of human wills. The destruction is presented as being preordained by God. The enemy king's stubbornness, it's not seen as his choice, but as part of a divine plan, a plan specifically designed to deliver him and all his people into their enemy's hands.
So, once that divine justification is laid out, the scene zooms right in. The focus narrows completely, right onto the internal world of the leader who has to carry the weight of this command, Moses. What is going on in his head? What is he feeling in this moment?
And the way he's described here, it tells you everything. He is weary. You can feel the immense physical and emotional burden of his leadership. But his expression? It's not doubt. It's not regret. It's quiet satisfaction, which reveals this deep, unshakable conviction that what they have done is right and just.
And in this moment, what does he do? He grounds his actions by quoting the sacred text, the source of the command itself. See, for him, this isn't some new decision they just made, it's the fulfillment of an old one. He's reinforcing the idea that he is not the author of this plan, he is its faithful executor. And this final affirmation just seals it. It's a personal, quiet moment. He's not speaking to the crowd, he's not making a speech. He's speaking softly to himself, just reaffirming his own unwavering faith. Despite the grim, silent reality of that empty city behind him, he sees this as a promise kept.
Now, you might expect a big celebration, a victory speech, something like that,
But that is not how this script concludes. Instead, it leaves us with a single, powerful, and deeply contemplative final image that's really meant to stick with you. And that's where the script leaves us. A lone, silent figure against a dying sun. Moses here embodies both the immense burden of what has just been done and the absolute certainty of his mission. It's a portrait of faith at its most extreme and at its most resolute. Ultimately, the script doesn't offer up any easy answers. It just presents the scene, and it leaves us to reflect on this incredibly complex relationship between divine will, human action, and the profound and sometimes truly terrible consequences of belief. It forces you to ask yourself, what does it really mean to follow a command completely?